Hello friends, it is your favorite mom of 3 NYC and I'm back with a new video. If this happens to be your first time, welcome. My name is Taneza. I'm the mother of 3 wonderful, they are, kids living in the heart of New York City. I've got a YouTube family. I'd love to invite you to join it. All you have to do, SUBSCRIBE down below. This video, my friends, is a review. Married at First Sight, Season 18, Chicago, Episode 14. Lies, lies, lies. You telling lies, lies, lies. This was a pretty spicy episode. Let's just jump right in. Carla and Juan go to a tarot card reader. She looks scary. But she does say they are a match. They are, she hates to use the word, but it's true love. In this moment, I said Juan's going to say no. It is definite. I am 99.999% sure Juan's going to say no on decision day. Why, you may ask? He tells Carla after the fact that even though this woman just confirmed that you all are meant to be together, he's like, I don't listen to them. I like to live my life in the moment. I don't pay that any mind. What she said holds no water. He's setting her up for the fact that he's going to say no on decision day. All right, Thomas, this is your time to step it up. Camille keeps bringing up life after decision day, and that's a good thing. You need to take the reins in figuring out your living situation. You do. Honestly, you guys both are in leases, I get that, but life happens, and property managers and landlords get that. If you tell them you got married and you want to end your lease, just pay whatever fine it's going to cost. It's worth it. You got married. It's this whole like going back and forth in between your homes is not really feasible. And when they tell Dr. Cal that, he's like, you guys are not going to like doing it. That's a lot of work. That is not going to be fun. And he's right. Listen, Thomas, sublet your apartment since you're able to. Camille, break your lease early and you guys move in together immediately following decision day into a bigger place. That's it. That's your answer. That's your answer, Thomas. All Camille wants you to do is to do the heavy lifting. Make these decisions. He said Thomas needs to be more assertive, and he does, and you do. Dr. Pia meets up with IKECHI and MM, and I, Taneza, thought the most awkward interaction would be between IKECHI and MM, and I was wrong. This scene is awkward. Dr. Pia calls IKECHI out for not even acknowledging his wife. Not just not greeting her, not even acknowledging her presence. And he took a pause because what can you say? There's no defense to your rudeness. I didn't get to it yet is not the reason. You're rude. You're rude. Dr. Pia is confused. They did not follow through with what they agreed on their last meeting. According to IKECHI, he needed solitude and safety. And that's the reason why he could not text his wife at all during the days he was out of town. Dr. Pia says they need a reset button. They need to leave the past in the past, push the reset button, and commit to communication. As they're leaving, I begin to understand why MM is thoroughly confused because he asks her out on a date and has some flirtatious banter about beating her. I could not imagine what it feels like to be MM. Is that mixed signals much? Alan is really putting his best foot forward, you guys. Even after last episode calling Madison transactional, he does take the initiative to go down to the gym and talk it out with her. Alan's feelings are hurt. Madison goes out every night. And he is being understanding that she needs to vent, she needs to be with her friends, blow off some steam, get some fresh air, have a drink. He is literally being the most understanding, but you can tell that it hurts his feelings that Madison would rather be out in the streets than be home with her new husband. Dr. Pia meets with Alan and Madison and keeps it real about their communication. It does not help their marriage that Madison leaves every time she does not want to take part in conflict. When Alan called her out on going out like 2 or 3 times a week, and she's like, I don't think so. I was here for the B-roll footage. I was here for the security cam, her leaving the last 3 nights in a row and getting back at all hours of the morning. We see Michelle and MM going out to eat. Michelle basically downloads all of David's lies and tells MM what's been going on. Misery loves company kind of relationship. I don't think they'll be friends in real life. They have a bond that their marriages have been doomed and are falling apart, and so they can commiserate together. Michelle finally confronts David. He says that, yes, I was texting another woman. It was meant for Tiffany. It was sent to you. I was feeling unwanted, disrespected, unappreciated, rejection. And so I should not have, but I have met up with her and I have been texting her. Alan gives us 2 reasons that he is willing to do whatever it takes to be with Madison. He will. He went shopping with her. They met with a stylist, gave him a whole new look. When I say that Alan, I bet my bottom dollar that Alan bought every single item he tried on. Every single item. He was told by Michelle, Madison told Alan for the very first time that he looked good, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad. You look hot for the first time 2 weeks before they have to decide whether they're going to stay married or get a divorce. He is a good sport about going shopping, buying a whole new wardrobe, and he gets, like, I guess what's equivalent to like Invisaligns. I had Invisaligns in the mail. So they got the trays of the retainers to straighten his teeth. He's never had straight teeth. In the car to the retreat, he mentions the fact that he'll do whatever it takes, including fixing his smile. Madison has mentioned that she likes a nice smile. And even though he likes his little pointy canine teeth, he's willing to do whatever it takes to be in her good graces. If that means fixing his smile, he's never had straight teeth, he'll straighten them for Madison. Taneza, used to style people. And I always say you shop for your body size and for the occasion / the weather. That's all Alan needed to do. Alan needed to find clothes that fit his like thin frame. He's got a nice build. He's a average guy. He's fine. Alan's fine. All he needed was like more fitted clothing. And the stylist did a good job with him. The velvet blazer was a good look. The motorcycle leather jacket was a good look. And even the denim was a good look. He's got to shop for his body type. He's got to let go of the gold chain. He wants to wear a gold chain. He thinks it's cool. It's corny. It's corny. But I mean, when you go with your friends, absolutely, you should wear your gold chain. Absolutely, Alan. The couples retreat. Dun, 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 dun. Madison and Alan are the first to arrive. Huge Airbnb. Alan thinks it's going to be a good time. The next to arrive are the 2 ladies that drove together, MM and Michelle. No one knows it, but David does show up. He's the next to arrive. Carla and Juan, with his new weird mustache, arrive. And finally, Camille and Thomas. They're fashionably late, had a pit stop, pushed the schedule back. Oh, wait. Camille and Thomas were not the last to arrive. IKECHI is. When I tell you guys, IKECHI is here for the stunts, he's here for the stunts. Why else would you show up to a couples retreat, which feels like it was hours away from Chicago? It feels like it was in like the suburbs outside of the main city, with an envelope. You see everyone eating dinner together at the table with the large chairs, and you feel that it's the appropriate time and place to ask MM to the side to present her with a divorce document. We can't even say paperwork plural because MM was sharp with it. Taneza, think that he just printed off something from the internet. He printed some wanky free divorce document off the internet and didn't really do his due diligence. That was not from an attorney. He didn't pay anybody for that. He is here for the stunts and the shows. He is. And MM did not give in, did not give him the reaction that he thought she was going to give. She refused to sign the bullwarky, the bullcrap document he put before her, the incomplete document he asked her to sign. And it was a bad look for IKECHI all the way around. It was a bad look. He only had bad intentions. He was only trying to embarrass her, incite her, provoke her, and it didn't work. Your plan failed, IKECHI. You look like a clown. And it just looks heartless and mean. From being insecure to being heartless and mean, and you continue to spiral downward. The crash out continues to crash out. IKECHI is a crash out. He should be embarrassed. He looks like a fool, and he did it to himself. He did it to himself. We know IKECHI and MM are getting a divorce. We also know Michelle and David are getting a divorce. I think Carla and Juan are also getting a divorce. I have hope for Alan because he really wanted to work with Madison, but I don't think they're going to work out. I think they're going to get a divorce, and the only standing couple left is going to be Camille and Thomas. I do think that Michelle spiraling, thinking Madison is the girl David was texting, is correct. I do think that Madison staying out till 2 and 3 in the morning is because she's waiting until David gets off of work, which is like 11, and going out with him every single night. And Michelle doesn't know that David's going out because they have separate bedrooms, and she goes to bed at like 9:30 and doesn't really care. So I think that her intuition is correct, though, that David and Madison have a thing. It started in the gym, and it has escalated. I do. And it makes both of them look horrible. You could have waited till after this was over. You could have shown some kind of respect for your spouse and your marriage, and they could not. They're too selfish, too egotistical to wait. And shame on them. Shame on them. In the comments below, do you agree? Do you think that David and Madison have a thing? All right. As always, leave any other questions, comments down below. I look forward to seeing you in our next review.